Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Jen Winnie, or Jen Win. I go by both. I don't care which one y'all call me. And today I'm replacing the lace on my sister's wig and installing it. So we're starting off by putting the hair in a ponytail, and we're going to cut the old lace off that has that ugly bald spot. Make sure while you're cutting the lace that you're only cutting the lace. Do not cut the wig part because you do not want to cut the thread. If you cut the thread, then you're risking the tracks falling off. And that's how your wig should look afterwards. Now it's time to grab your new closure that you're replacing the old one with, and we're about to dye it. So I'm using BW2 Extra Strength, and I'm going to use the whole pouch. Next, I'm going to grab a 30 volume developer, and I'm going to pour it in a little at a time. That way I can control the consistency and the texture and thickness, because I want to make sure that it's like a cream or a paste. I do not want it watery or runny. And that's the consistency you want. You want to make sure that it do not drip off of the brush or spoon, whatever you're using. So you see how it's not dripping, it's not falling, it's stuck. That's how you want it. Now we about to grab our aluminum. Make sure you use the shiny side, not the dull side, and then get some Got2b, and you're going to spray the closure and make sure all the hairs is laying down, because you do not want to dye any of the hairs. Now it's time to add your paste. Make sure you take your time. You do not have to rush. For me personally, I try to do it a little on the hard side so I can make sure that the knots is getting dyed or being dyed. But don't be too hard, because you do not want it to soak through to the hair and dye the roots of the hair. And when you're done, you're going to flip it, and then you're going to fold the aluminum over it. And voila, let it sit for about 40 minutes. Well, I say 20 to 40 minutes. I do 40 minutes because I like a little overdeveloping going on. Periodically, make sure you check the lace. And then whenever it is how you like it, you can wash it out. So I'm using a neutralizing shampoo, and I'm also using a purple toning shampoo. First, I go in with the neutralizing shampoo. So you see how it's red or pink? That means that it's still product or chemicals in the hair. So you're going to use the neutralizing shampoo until you see white fuzz and no pink, no red, no brown, none of that. And then when everything is nice and white, you're going to grab your purple toning shampoo, and then you're going to wash it and make sure that it tone the knots and make it like pretty and scabbish, you know.
I love you, Benji.
And when you're done, it should look something like that. Giving scalp. Ow. Now, usually I would let it air dry, but my sister wanted me to actually do her wig and install it all today. So I'm going to blow dry it so I can actually sew it onto the wig. So now you're going to measure the closure in the wig and make sure everything lines up. And then you want to start sewing the closure to the wig itself. Now this can get a little tricky, so what I can advise you to do, and you'll see me do it as you watch the video, I'm starting off with one side, and then I'm going to sew it down onto where the curves start, right? And then I'm going to go to the other side, and then I'm going to sew the other side of the closure on, and then I'm going to continue to sew it on until it meets to the other side. That way I can ensure that everything will actually fit, and then that everything will be flat when I actually put the wig on my sister's head, because you do not want it to, be uneven, because if it's uneven, it's just not going to fit right, and it's going to be lumpy. So I actually sewed too far, but that's okay. So now you see that I'm starting on the other side, and then I'm going to sew the other side so it can meet where I finished on the other side. And boom, lace is replaced. Now time to put it on my sister's head. Okay, right there, I'm just making sure everything fit, trying to see how far I want to pull it down. Now I'm putting some Got2b, making sure it's nice and tacky. And I'm going to use the spray, and I'm going to use the cream. I'm putting on the cream right there. And yeah, and you're also going to see me get some revenge too, right here, pulling her wig back. Well, pulling her wig down.
I love you, Benji.
Now grab some alcohol, clean off any excess glue that might be there. And my sister is a grown-ass woman, well into her 40s, so she do not do no baby-ass hair. So I am going to give her 2 little swoops, though, just to make it look pretty. After going back and forth for a while, we finally decided on a side part. I wanted to make the wig look how it did when I actually got it, or not when I got it, but like, you know, when she gave it to me to fix. So now you see I got the wax stick, and I'm making sure everything is nice and flat. And when everything is nice and flat and combed out to my liking, I'm going to grab my hot comb, and I'm going to make sure and ensure everything is flat and stay how I want it. And she couldn't wait to touch it and look at it like, girl, let me finish it first. Had to pour me a little drink. I needed some motivation. Okay, so boom, time for the hot comb. And then when you use the hot comb, you make sure you use the back of the hot comb. The back of the hot comb is actually what makes it flat. So make sure the back of the hot comb is laying on that wig, okay? Now it's time to make that lace disappear. So I'm going on with some powder that's a little darker than her complexion, but as you see, it's gonna come out like perfect, like great. My sister is picky as hell, so I was like really nervous doing her hair. Like I was scared, y'all. Like, ooh, what if she think it's ugly? And then like, look at the faces that she be making. Like, ooh, I was nervous. And you know she had to check it like, ooh, okay. Now I'm going in with my scissors, and I'm giving her a semi-side bang, I guess you can say. I'm more so like, shaping her closure for her face. And I kind of wanted to make it look like, how can I say this? Like how the wig looked before, like, you know, that little cute side bang. So I want to like give it the same effect, you know? Giving it a little bend with the flat irons. And now I'm going to go to the next side, and I'm going to cut her some slight baby hairs. Slight baby hairs, like I said earlier. Now I'm going to curl the baby hair with a flat iron, grab some edge control, and I'm going to swoop it. Adding one more spray for security. And now time to brush it out and just look at it. Final results, y'all. It took me probably around, I'll say 2 hours altogether. And I think she liked it. She was happy. So I will say mission accomplished. I'm such a great little sister. My big sister better love me and appreciate me for this.